Congrats on everything. This has turned into such a big, wonderful year for you in so many ways, it seems.
I can't complain. Definitely it's been a good year, but it's had its ups and downs, obviously.
Yeah, it's been ups and downs for everyone. We're coming out of a tough period, and to have this new great song that's so much fun as the world is kind of opening up and feeling good just seems like the perfect song for now, the perfect song for summer. How excited are you to have next as this great new summer anthem people are going to be blasting from their cars?
I mean, I hope so. That was the goal. It's been a really weird year. We've had to go through a lot and a lot by ourselves. So I think that this song, God, I hope that it brings people together and I hope that people just let loose, have fun, enjoy life the way that we used to, but maybe on an even bigger, better scale. I hope that that's what this song does. And that's what I feel like it's gonna do. I'm manifesting it. I'm putting it out in the world.
That works. That works. How does it make you feel? How great is it to have your voice, your talent embodying this song at this moment?
So liberating. I feel like that's probably the word that I would use for this bundle of music that I'm releasing. And next is just the beginning of that. I feel like this song in particular has helped solidify my artistry, what I want to do sonically, what I want to say lyrically, how I want people to interpret my music, how I want them to feel. And for me, it's just I feel like it reaches every layer of this confidence, this newfound confidence that I have within myself, and I'm very, very proud of it.
Yeah, you should be. It feels like next level, next stage, Olivia Holt. Did you have to get to a certain place in your life to be able to write these songs, sing these songs
Right.
now as well? You've always had this amazing talent, but does it seem
Thank you.
fresh now?
Absolutely. I mean, I started making music when I was like 15 years old, and as fun as it was, there's so much knowledge that I needed to soak up and so much life I needed to live. And I didn't understand how many elements there were into making music. And at the time when I first started making music, I didn't even consider myself a songwriter because I just didn't know. I was acting as well, and I just didn't understand that world until I started really prioritizing music and going into sessions every day, collaborating with different writers, producers, and finding the right mold for me and exploring. Just doing the like going on this epic journey of exploring sounds, working with different people. So yeah, I'd say that there has been a massive evolution, and it's it yeah, it's been a journey for sure to find that thing that feels like most me.
What's it like having fans that have kind of followed along with you to see this new side of you? And I'm sure the reaction on social media has been wonderful. What does that mean to you to have people that have been going along for the ride?
It will forever be surreal to me. I mean, I am so grateful for, the constant support. I'm glad that people are along for the ride and down for the risks that I take in my career. And it is scary. It's scary because you don't want to lose that audience that you've had for so long. But I feel like people are very forgiving and they're also they can be. But I feel like they also are just they wanna explore life too, and I think for me, for so long, I didn't know how to use my voice. I didn't know how to make big decisions or even small ones for myself or for my career, and I've now reached a point where I am I can form my own opinions and I can speak up about the things that I feel passionate about without letting the other noise interfere with that, and I feel like my fans get that, and we're sort of on this journey together in a way. And yeah, I mean, just so eternally grateful, and it's surreal every day when I wake up and I go on social media. It's like the love and support is constant, and I'm yeah, lucky, very lucky.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned working with other people, and talk about working with Meghan Trainor specifically on this one, and to get that kind of big Meghan Trainor sound, but with a new freshness. The sound is just so big and bold. Just how much fun was that collaboration?
I mean, incredible is like an understatement. I don't even know the right word for it. She's such a powerhouse. She is brilliant and just is so creative in making pop music, and I've wanted to work with her for so long, and she's such a down to earth human being. So to collaborate with somebody who's not only brilliant at like what they do, but also just such a kind person, it just makes the experience so much better and so much more memorable. And there you can feel elements of Megan Trainor in Next, which I love. I think that she has sort of created like a really specific lane for her vision and her artistry, and it has inspired me so much. And so to have the opportunity to work with somebody like her has been a dream, and she likes the song, so I'm very stoked on that.
Awesome. I'm already picturing what the Olivia Holt concert's going to be like when you get out there between the whole range of new songs you have here. Have you allowed yourself to get there? Are you working on that? Or you got the new moodier songs, you got this big fun one like Next. It's going to be a great show when you get out there.
Thank you. That's the goal. I hope people come and they have fun, and it's definitely in the works. I've been craving to perform live. Obviously, the last year and a half has been like the most desperate I've ever been to want to perform live. So it's going to happen, and I'm so excited for that moment in time because we're going to have a really awesome night.
Right. And talk about the new fans you probably garnered. One with the new music, two with Cruel Summer being such a hit. You probably have all these new fans that are coming on. You've done so much, but now they're new Olivia Holt fans. What's that like in terms of how your life has changed, even this year, even with all your success? How much of that have you felt?
A lot. I'm so grateful that people are so invested in the show, and even with the music that I've been putting out, over the pandemic, people are starting to kind of catch this new vibe that I have. Um, and with the new fans, I feel like people are kind of jumping on board of a new era of my life. And so it's kind of exciting because I feel like we're all starting fresh together. And especially after the pandemic, or, we're slowly but surely moving upwards and onwards. And I think that just the fact that we're all doing it together and that they're along for the ride is really, really cool. And I hope that they stick around.
Yeah. And besides the wonderful acting work you do, your music has been featured on the show, and it's been such an integral part of the show. Just talk about that. What's that? It must be cool for you to have your music as part of that. What's it like for you as an artist to hear your music as part of the show? It's become like a character unto itself the last few episodes.
It's really cool. I mean, I grew up listening to 90s music, and the show is based in the 90s. Our entire soundtrack is 90s music, and the producers of the show came to me and asked me if I wanted to do a Smashing Pumpkins cover. And I was like, Yeah, yeah." They're like, "You'd be interested?" And I was like, "Yes, it's the Smashing Pumpkins, like, obviously." And then the opportunity came up again where they were like, "We're gonna do another Smashing Pumpkin song, would you be down? And then we're gonna do a Radiohead song, would you be down?" And I love that I can mix the two. Normally, like, I wanna keep them separate because music is a little bit more personal for me, and acting, I'm stepping into the shoes of another character, but they're both a creative outlet, and if I can do both, then it's just a win-win for me. So I was stoked, one, to cover all of those songs, and then to also make music on a show that I'm working on. Yeah, it was a dream.
Have you heard from Billy or from Tom York or anyone that put these songs together? Have you reached out? Have you met?
And of course, no, but the Smashing Pumpkins did send me a shout out via social media, and they said that they loved the cover. My dad freaked out. But it was really, really cool. I was very surprised that they did that, and yeah, it was amazing.
Awesome. What are your plans for the summer? Speaking of summer, are you going to be just as creative? Are you going to be working on new music? When can we expect more music? When can we expect the new EP or album? Talk about what's next.
Well, my single Next is definitely a part of a bigger project. Lots of music will be coming and following right after I release Next. And Yeah, and then for the summer, making more music, continuing to be creative, and this summer's gonna be a better one than last year, I can feel it, and yeah, the focus for the next half of the year is music.
You've been working since you were young. Just talk about just how it's all kind of come to fruition this year, because I followed you along and my kids have followed you and stuff like that. It just seems like this year just seems so much bigger. Like we mentioned, do you feel that you feel all the work kind of manifesting itself into something really special for you this year, like household name kind of stuff with the world?
Of course, you know, with the last year and a half, I had so much growth, and there's been a massive evolution of where I was at the beginning of last year and where I'm at now, and I am forever grateful for the work that I got to do over the pandemic. But there were challenges that I had to face along the way, you know, like shooting a show in the middle of a pandemic in a city that I don't know anybody in. I've never, you know, it's for 5 months of my life, and having to adjust to all of those little, like those new little things. And then even with making music, having to go into a studio where everybody's wearing masks, there's hand sanitizer in every side of the corner. I had my own separate entrance to the booth, my own bathroom. Like it was just a disconnect. And so I had to, now I'm having to relearn how to connect with people and how to do it in person when I see them, because we're so used to the virtual aspect of it now. But I feel like it's, in a way, it's made all of us very resilient and stronger. And I feel like we have learned so much about ourselves through this. And I mean, a lot of people went through some rough times in this pandemic. And there was a dark moment for a second for all of us, I think, but we all saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that that is sort of the silver lining of all of this, is now we're coming out of this bigger and better than ever.
And how great people look to artists like you for their music, for their talent, for their shows to kind of carry them through. So I know that must be a nice feeling, even as we're all going through this and you're going through this like everyone else, because you're human, you've been able to put this out to help people get through that.
Exactly. Exactly. You're right.
And congrats on season 2. How excited are you that it will be different from everything you just described? One, you can come in kind of like as a conquering hero. The show's doing great, and things will hopefully be easier to shoot, and everything you talked about will hopefully be
Right.
smoother.
Hopefully. I mean, it was definitely a challenge shooting this show in the middle of a pandemic. So hopefully within the next season, I mean, I have no doubt that it'll be an easy breezy one.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.